So what we're going to do here is we're going to identify the coefficients that we have in our polynomial. We have a 1 here. So we have 1, 9, 8, and minus 60. So I'm going to write them like this. And I'm going to leave a line for numbers below that. I'm going to draw a solid line there, and I'm going to put a box over here. To figure out what goes in the box, you take the factor that you're going to divide by and you set it equal to 0. And then that number goes in your box. Okay? So now the first step that you do with your synthetic division is you bring down the first number, whatever it is. And then we're going to multiply -6 times 1 and put that number here. And then we're going to add, we're not going to subtract here, we're going to add these two numbers, 9 and -6. And then we're going to multiply again. We're going to do -6 times 3 minus 18. And then we're going to go ahead and add that through. And we're going to get minus 10. And then again, we're going to multiply -6 times 10, minus 10, excuse me. And that's going to be 60. Copy that over. And then we're going to add that through, and we're going to get 0. And I'm going to put a little line spacer here to indicate that this last number that I have is my remainder. Okay? So notice the numbers that we had -6, we had -18, and we had -60, and we were left with 1, 3, and -10. If we look back to our other example here, we have essentially the -6, -18, and +60. So we're just taking these three specific numbers, which is left over from the process, to streamline it. Sound good? Beautiful. Let's do another example. Let's do that example that we're talking about where we need placeholders. So now I want to write down my coefficients that I have. I've got a 1 for x to the 5th. I get a 0 for x to the 4th. A 1 for x to the 3rd. A 0 for x squared. A -1 for the x. And then a 0 for my last one. So remember that this really just represents, you don't have to write this part in. Change the color, come on. Wait, this is x to the 5th, x to the 4th, x to the 3rd, x squared, x, okay? Now I have to figure out what's going to go in the box. So I'm going to take my divisor, set it equal to 0, Put that in the box. Then I'm gonna create some space for my numbers and then whatever I have left over. All right, let's bring that first number down. Bring down the 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Add that through. 0 plus 4 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Add that through. I get 17. 4 times 17 is 68. Add that through. I'm going to get 68. 68 times 4 is 200 and excuse me for 1 second. 272. Whoops. Add that through, and I'm gonna get 271. 4 times 271. 1084. Okay? So the question is x minus 4 a factor of this? And your answer is no, right? Because we had a remainder. Okay? You guys with me on that?